Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the world of coins, collectibles in the world of British coinage. Few coins attract as much curiosity as a year. 2000 United Kingdom 1 penny and 2 penny pieces bearing the elegant fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. At first glance, these copper-plated steel coins look ordinary, the kind you might find forgotten in an old wallet or resting at the bottom of a jar. But behind their humble appearance lies a fascinating history shaped by royal tradition, minting changes, and the ever-growing fascination of collectors who dream of stumbling upon a rare treasure. The portrait on the 2000 penny, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, marked a turning point in modern British currency. Unlike earlier portraits, this one presented the Queen realistically, without excessive smoothing or idealization. It captured her maturity, her presence, and her authority. For collectors, this portrait became symbolic, a reminder of a monarch entering a new millennium, confident and steady as the decades unfolded. While the 1 penny and 2 penny coins of this year were minted in large numbers, certain specimens have earned special attention because of striking errors, variations in metal tone, slight misalignments, and the way age has shaped their surfaces. A coin that left a royal mint with an unintended flaw can become a star in the collector's world, because imperfections in minting are like fingerprints, unique, unrepeatable, and impossible to counterfeit. Imagine holding such a coin, the copper side glowing warmly, the Queen's portrait staring with quiet authority, and the reverse design standing firm despite its small size. A good condition example carries elegance you can feel with your fingertips. Collectors often say that these early millennium coins carry a certain energy, the energy of the United Kingdom stepping proudly into the 21st century, and Queen Elizabeth II marking her continuing era with grace. Most 2000 pennies and 2 pennies circulate without fame, but every now and then a coin surfaces with a story. Perhaps it escaped destruction during metal composition changes, or maybe its planchet was slightly off-center during striking, creating an odd yet hypnotic layout. These coins become conversation pieces, tiny metal mysteries that spark excitement among enthusiasts across the world. Some collectors speak passionately about copper-rich tones, coins that, through chemical interactions or storage conditions, develop a deeper, older look. These coins feel almost ancient, as if they carry whispers of history inside their reddish-brown glow. While their value doesn't magically leap into millions, the emotional weight they carry is priceless to the right collector. The true magic of any British penny lies not solely in its monetary value, but in the story woven into its metal. Consider how many hands it might have passed through: shopkeepers, travelers, children buying snacks, perhaps even someone who kept it as a lucky charm. The path a single coin travels can be more adventurous than a novel, and every scratch, mark, and shine becomes part of its identity. For collectors, the thrill lies in discovery. A coin from the year 2000 tucked safely in good condition might spark excitement simply because it survived nearly a quarter of a century without losing its shine. In a world where money is spent, dropped, forgotten, and mistreated, survival itself becomes a badge of honor. You'll often hear wild stories of coins worth millions overnight, but the reality is more grounded. Value in numismatics grows through rarity, demand, special errors, and historical weight, not through rumors. Still, that doesn't make your coin any less meaningful. A well-preserved 1 penny or 2 penny can indeed become a collectible, especially if it carries a notable mint variety or an unusual striking feature. As years pass, these coins evolve from common currency into nostalgic artifacts. They capture the era of Queen Elizabeth II at the dawn of the millennium, a moment of change, optimism, and national pride. Future generations will look back on these coins as symbols of ordinary life during one of the longest and most beloved reigns in British history. Collectors treasure the connection these coins provide. Holding one can feel like holding a piece of the United Kingdom's cultural fabric, a tiny metal window into the everyday lives of millions. Whether you keep the coin as a sentimental item or showcase it as part of a growing collection, it carries a charm that transcends monetary worth. So if your 2000 UK penny or 2 penny is in good condition, treat it with respect. Clean? No. Store? Yes. Preserve it for the future and let it tell its story proudly. It may not make you a billionaire overnight, but it can certainly become a cherished collectible, a fascinating historical keepsake, and a reminder that even the smallest coin can hold more meaning than its face value suggests. The next up top two in the quiet corners of British pocket change, the 1998 United Kingdom 1 penny. Welcome back to our channel of Queen Elizabeth. Where we dive deep into the world of often overlooked collectibles in the world of British small copper coin. Few coins attract as much curiosity as a year, but among collectors and United Kingdom 1 penny, whispers circulate about a rare handful elegant fourth of these pennies that hold mysteries far beyond their face value. At first glance, these are the copper-plated steel coins look ordinary. A legend claiming that a simple penny could rewrite a person's destiny resting at the bottom of a single night. But behind their humble appearance lies a fascinating history shaped by royal 1998 penny mark changes when the royal mint ever-growing fascination collectors who reshaped its details upon a rare treasure and honored the enduring legacy of 2000 Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley, sculpted with strength and elegance, turning point in modern represents a monarch standing firmly earlier portraits and the dawning millennium. Presented the Queen realistically. To collectors, without excessive alone gives a coin of idealization. And it captured the Queen's resilience carved into copper-plated steel. For collectors, but the fascination grows deeper when the coin survives a reminder of monarch exceptionally good millennium. A 1998 penny that still carries a bright copper glow, while the 1 penny and 2 penny coins unbroken luster in large numbers. More than an object, certain specimens have become special attention. Each untouched detail suggests variations in metal tone, against all misalignments. This tiny piece of metal avoided the scratches, drops, and a coin that left the royal mint with an unintended youth of millions of its become a star in the collector's over time. Because imperfections in minting are like fingerprints. That one flawless 1998 unrepeatable, stored unknowingly in an old drawer. Imagine holding such a life of a struggling jeweler, copper side, found it in his late father's belongings. The Queen's portrait stared. As the story goes, he kept the reverse design standing firm despite its small size. A rare gemstone example, and a sudden rise in fortune changed his life forever. Collectors often say that these early millennium coins was never carry a certain energy, but legends thrive on United Kingdom stepping proudly into the 21st century. The copper side of the penny and Queen Elizabeth II marking her continuing era with grace. Ancient metal used most 2,000 pennies and 2 pennies circulate without fame is associated with every now and then energy and surfaces with a story. To many, perhaps it escaped destruction. Brilliant copper composition suggests purity, or maybe its planchet was slightly off-centered during striking. When a 1998 hypnotically glows like dawn, these coins become conversation pieces of a future tiny metal mysteries that spark excitement. Some collectors even compare the rarity of such high-grade Some collectors speak passionately about copper-rich tone, not because the coin is impossibly rare, chemical interactions, because finding one in genuine, exceptional, develop a untouched shape, older look, is like finding a handwritten coins feel inside a bottle floating perfectly preserved as they carry whispers of history inside their reddish-brown glow. While their value doesn't magically leap at the improbability. The emotional weight they carry is priceless. The Queen's portrait facing right, true magic of any British penny lies not solely in its monetary value. Unwavering gaze, story woven seems to look into the future rather than consider how many hands many storytellers tie the symbolism to the coin's reputation as of children buying snacks, claiming that whoever someone who won in flawless condition carries a reminder a single coin travels can be more adventurous no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Scratch, mark, of course, and shine becomes part of the real world of coin for collecting grounds these legends. The thrill lies serious collectors know that condition, a coin from the year 2000 historical context determined good condition might spark excitement secrets. Simply, but even they admit survive something nearly a quarter of a century compelling without losing its shine. Sentimental weight. In a world where money sometimes what matters most is not the metal mistreated, but the meaning survival itself becomes a badge among British coins. You'll often hear wild stories of coins penny stands at the intersection of but the reality is more grounded and the modern age. Value in numismatics was struck during a period when the royal mint shifted special errors in historical designs, not prepared for the coming century. Still, that makes any high-grade surviving example less meaningful. A tiny historical well-preserved 1 penny or 2 capturing Britain's final years before the world stepped into the digital era. If it carries a notable collectors often say that every coin carries 3 stories. As years pass, the world was made in, these coins evolve from common currency into nostalgic art discovers it decades later. They capture the era of flawless 1998 penny carries these 3 layers, a moment of change, almost optimism, and national pride. It has lived through countless future generations will look back on these coins as symbols of ordinary as a relic of time during one of the longest. So when someone finds a glowing copper 1998, collectors treasure the connection these coins Elizabeth II. Holding one can feel like holding a piece of the United Kingdom. They hold a spark of fabric, a tiny metal window, a piece of everyday lives, and perhaps a token of personal luck. Whether you keep the coin, whether it brings fortune or not, or showcase it undeniably brings a sense of wonder. It carries a charm that transcends travelers must have felt when discovering. So if your 2,000 UK penny or 2 and that is why some people speak of this penny, treat it with its unimaginable power. No, not because it sells for millions. Yes. Preserve
because
the
it
guarantees
guarantees
overnight
and
wealth,
let it tell its story
but because
proudly.
it reminds us that
It may
even
not
the
make you a
smallest,
billionaire overnight,
most ordinary
but it can certainly
objects
become
extraordinary
collectible
when preserved,
a fascinating
respected,
historical
and discovered at the
keepsake,
right moment
and a
in life.
reminder that even
In
the
that
smallest
way,
coin can
the
hold more meaning than
1998
its face
penny
value
truly does
suggests.
hold the power to change fortune, not through magic, but through meaning. The next up top three in the long shadow of Britain's ancient coinage history, the 1975 United Kingdom 1 penny stands as one of those coins that collectors whisper about with excitement. Minted in the era when Queen Elizabeth II's fourth portrait reigned across the nation's currency, the coin carries more than just its copper shine. It carries a sense of time, memory, and mystery. Even today, the moment one holds this penny, it feels like gripping a piece of a great historical tide. The portrait of the Queen on this coin, crafted with precision and dignity, reflects the monarchy in a period of confidence and transformation. It was a time when Britain was evolving socially, politically, and economically. Each penny struck during these years wasn't just currency. It was a silent witness to the daily lives of millions. And the 1975 penny, though modest in face value, became a quiet symbol of an age. Collectors often say that coins choose their owners, not the other way around. And the 1975 penny is one of those coins that feel destined to be found only by those who appreciate its charm. Its copper glow, when preserved in good condition, creates the impression of a tiny sun caught in your palm. The rich, natural metallic tone tells the story of an era when coins were built to endure decades without losing their character. What makes this coin fascinating isn't necessarily its monetary value, but the myths and legends that have grown around it. In numismatic circles, stories rise like smoke. Tales of people discovering old pennies only to realize they were missing pieces from rare mint batches. These stories, passed from collector to collector, give the 1975 penny an almost magical aura. Some enthusiasts whisper that a small number of 1975 pennies were produced with slight variations, tiny details impossible for the untrained eye to catch. Whether these stories are truth or pure collector imagination, they fuel a fire that keeps the 1975 penny alive in conversations even after half a century. And like every great relic, it thrives on imagination as much as on metal. To hold such a penny in copper-bright condition is to hold a forgotten chapter of British craftsmanship. The coin's edges, design, and weight remind you of a time when the Royal Mint poured pride into every detail. Even a simple denomination like the 1p carried an elegance that modern change can't always match. For those who possess this coin, there is always a sense of wonder. What journey has this penny taken? Whose hands has it touched? In what pockets, drawers, and desk corners has it rested? Sometimes a single coin can carry stories of countless unknown lives, making it far more than the value stamped upon its surface. Collectors across the world often chase the idea of owning a piece that could transform their fortunes. And while myths sometimes exaggerate the worth of coins, the emotional value can feel just as powerful. The 1975 penny, with its deep copper color and historical weight, inspires the dream of discovery, that one day a collector might uncover a variant so rare that it becomes priceless. But the true strength of this coin lies not in fantasy, but in authenticity. It represents a real moment in the monarchy, a real place in British society, a real chapter of UK coinage. You don't need million-dollar rumors to appreciate a coin like this. Its value shines in the truth of its story, a story forged in metal, time, and memory. Still, it's impossible to ignore the electricity that surrounds old British coins in the modern collector market. Even a simple penny can spark bidding wars when paired with a perfect condition, a unique history, or a convincing legend. That's the magic of numismatics. The smallest objects can generate the biggest excitement. Whether this coin finds its home in a museum showcase, a velvet-lined collector box, or the palm of a new enthusiast just entering the world of coin collecting, its power remains the same. It invites curiosity, respect, and imagination. It invites you to look closer at the Queen's portrait, at the date, at the copper itself, and explore the mystery behind the metal. So if you hold a 1975 United Kingdom 1 penny in bright copper condition, treat it not just as a coin, but as a companion from history. Every scratch, every shine, every preserved detail is a testimony of the past. And while it may not make you a billionaire overnight, it can make you a storyteller, the guardian of a piece of history that continues to glow long after the world has changed around it. The next up top four in the quiet corners of Britain's minting history, the 1996 United Kingdom 1 penny coin sits as a symbol of the ordinary, yet wrapped in stories whispered by collectors who believe even the simplest copper piece can hide a fortune. Featuring the regal fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank Broadley, this particular penny carries with it a weight far heavier than its size suggests. The weight of an era, a monarchy, and a nation that once placed immense pride into even the smallest denomination of its currency. The fourth portrait, introduced in 1998, but used in later years as well for certain sets, became iconic for its realism. But for the 1996 penny, collectors often look back through time with admiration because the early coins of the 1990s were minted during one of the most stable periods of British coinage. Though millions were made, the idea that a single piece might rise above the rest, either through a minting anomaly, a perfect strike, or simply pristine survival, has fueled countless stories. Collectors love to imagine that hidden among everyday change is a coin capable of transforming lives overnight. It is the same dream that pushes treasure hunters into dark attics, metal detectors into muddy fields, and numismatists into auction halls. And while the 1996 penny is not commonly rare, the legends built around it give the coin a mysterious glow, as if it carries a sleeping magic waiting for the right hands to awaken it. Some storytellers claim that a flawless 1996 penny, one untouched by time, preserved in mint brilliance, could fetch unimaginable bids from a collector obsessed with perfection. Others speak of experimental strikes, off-metal errors, or double-die anomalies that occasionally slip through the strict procedures of the Royal Mint. These mythical errors live more in imagination than in fact, yet they create a dramatic aura around the coin. Yet beyond the myths, the true beauty of the 1996 penny lies not in the promise of millions, but in its place within Britain's monetary timeline. This coin sits at the crossroads between old-fashioned copper coinage and the modern era, marking a transitional moment when the country still clung to tradition even as the world changed rapidly around it. Flip the coin and the familiar crown portcullis waits, an emblem of the UK Parliament, and a reminder that even the lowest denomination carries powerful national symbolism. For generations, that design represented stability, continuity, and the certainty that no matter how chaotic the world became, British coinage held firm. But for collectors, the 1996 penny becomes more than metal. It becomes a story of a woman's long reign, of a mint that served an empire, of hands that exchanged this coin in everyday life. A coin becomes valuable not merely through rarity, but through meaning, memory, and the journeys it survives. Some coin from this period remain in astonishing condition, never spent, never scratched, preserved in albums or inherited collections. These are the pieces that occasionally spark bidding wars simply because perfection is a currency of its own in the collector's world. The brighter the coin, the stronger the desire. Meanwhile, others bear scars of life, tiny nicks, faint discolorations, traces of pockets and palms. And even these imperfect pennies tell stories richer than gold. The scratches become chapters, the discolorations become history, and the weight of the copper becomes a reminder that even ordinary objects outlive the people who use them. In the myths shared among hobbyists, the 1996 penny is sometimes painted as a sleeping giant of the collecting world, a coin that, if struck with a rare error or preserved in flawless condition, could become a life-changing treasure. The fantasy may be exaggerated, yet reflects a passion and hope that define numismatics. And this hope is powerful. It is the same hope that encourages people to examine every copper coin under bright light, hunting for small miracles. It is the same hope that keeps old jars of change untouched in cupboards for decades. It is the same hope that inspires the belief that one small penny might one day rewrite someone's destiny. So whether the 1996 United Kingdom 1 penny is simply an ordinary coin or a hidden relic waiting to be discovered, its true value lies in the dream it represents. The dream that fortune sometimes hides in plain sight. The dream that history can rest quietly inside the palm of your hand. And above all, the dream that even the smallest coin can hold the power to change a life, if only through the story it tells and the hope it keeps alive.